Now, at least 4 people have been killed following days of torrential rainfall in southern China. More than 100,000 have been evacuated because of flooding and landslides in Guangdong province. Qingyuan is one of the worst affected cities. Scientists say climate change is worsening the effects of flooding in the region.
CCTV footage captured the moment a bridge was washed away by churning floodwaters in Guangdong. Video shot during daylight gives a clearer picture of the damage. In another town, a street was turned into a raging river, scooping up this car and other large objects. Several days of downpours have soaked the Chinese province, destroying homes, farmland and businesses. Rescue workers have been racing to evacuate those trapped by the deluge. Hundreds of school students were stranded in their dormitories until help arrived and brought them to safety. Helicopters have also been deployed to assist villagers hit by landslides and fly out the injured for treatment. Guangdong is prone to summer floods, but they've started much earlier than usual, and precipitation records for April have already been broken in many parts of the province. The densely populated region is located in the Pearl River Delta and is China's manufacturing heartland. It has flood defences in place, but they're not equipped for the extreme weather events that scientists say are becoming more intense and unpredictable because of global warming.
For more, we can cross over to Fabian Kretschmer, who joins us now from Beijing. So, Fabian, we're seeing some really dramatic footage there. It looks quite bright and sunny where you are, but what can you tell us about the situation in Guangdong right now?
Yeah, actually here in Beijing in the north, the weather has just cleared, but in the south, in the province of Guangdong, there were really torrential rainfalls actually over several days. State media have called them once in a century rainfalls. And if you look at the recordings, then, some towns have recorded the highest precipitation since the beginning of the official statistics. So that is really dramatic, and the consequences are massive. We know that, whole districts of cities are flooded. More than 100,000 people are evacuated, and so far we know, according to official numbers, that roughly a handful of people have been found dead and another dozen or so missing. But I expect those official numbers to go up, because just today the local government has issued the red alert. That's the highest warning in terms of rainfall for today, so the situation could escalate further.
OK, China is the world's biggest emitter of greenhouse gases, which obviously feed into climate change. Do you see any change at all in Chinese environmental policy at all?
Yes, I do. So China is the biggest polluter. That's one side of the story. But the other side is that China is also leading in terms of renewable energies. And the growth of the capacity that has been installed every year is growing and growing. And last year, for example, China has installed more solar panels than the US, for example, in its whole history. So it's really quite massive. But of course, you could say that it doesn't go fast enough. But in terms of goals that the government has set, the target is to have peak of CO2 emissions before 2030, and according to experts, China is actually on track, might actually achieve that goal way before 2030. So actually there is really ambivalent messages. On the one hand, CO2 has not peaked yet, and there are coal power plants being built, but on the other hand, there's a massive increase of solar panels, wind turbines, etc.
Fabian Kretschmer reporting from Beijing. Fabian, thank you so much for that.